Right, I got it. I'll continue to be the nice one here. And to your earlier point, a lot of people are tweeting the videos. Remember, firstTakeYourTake.com. Submit them there. As Stephen A. mentioned, he's right down the road from the World Series game at Progressive Field and the Q, where the Cavs take on the Knicks and receive their championship ring. So LeBron brings the city their first title since 1948. But the question now is, if LeBron wins the chip this year, is he back in the conversation with Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time? Stephen A.
Well, listen, we all know I'm here in Cleveland, and the city's great, and they're treating me wonderfully. But I have to say this, because I'm always going to be real and I'm always going to be honest. No, it does not put another championship, does not put LeBron James in a conversation as Michael Jordan. That's right, I said it. The fact of the matter is, I don't care. I don't care. That's right, I'm here and I don't care. Let me be very clear about this.
Who cares?
Let me be very clear.
Yeah, they're booing the wrong dude. He really don't care.
I'm going to say this one.
Guys,
hold
you
on.
don't care.
Listen to this. Michael Jordan went 6 for 6 with 6 NBA Finals MVPs. He does not have 4 NBA Finals losses. Now, 2 of them I don't even count against LeBron James. I don't count the first loss to the Spurs in 07 against LeBron James. I really, really don't. And I don't count the one a couple of years ago against Golden State. That man was by himself. He had no help. But are we going to deny or gloss over what we saw against Dallas in the NBA Finals back in 11 when they lost to the Dallas Mavericks in those 4 consecutive fourth quarters? Are we going to deny what happened against the Spurs? Those are legitimate losses, even though Dwayne Wade wasn't 100%. It's still legitimate losses because you had a good enough team to not go down in 5 games and get outscored by 70 points along the way. We are talking about Michael Jordan, the GOAT. It don't matter what city you in. It don't matter what state you're in. It don't matter what damn country or continent you're in. When you say Michael Jordan, that is that. The only other MJ that has ever mattered as much is Michael Jackson, God rest his soul. And that's about it. Yeah. So let's be clear. We respect the hell out of LeBron James. He's on the Mount Rushmore of basketball, probably. He's one of the greatest players we've ever seen in our lives. He deserves all respect and everything. But we need to stop a tad bit shy. He does not get to go to usurp Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan was unblemished. And oh, by the way, LeBron James has won a Game 7 in an NBA Finals. That's the one thing he got over Michael Jordan. Oops, I forgot. Michael Jordan never allowed the series to get to a Game 7. There is no discussion. It is what it is. LeBron James, mad love and respect, but let's pump the brakes. It's only one MJ, baby. It's only, I mean, damn it, it don't take off the M, it's the J. Call it whatever you want. It's Michael Jordan.
Co-sign on most of what you said, and to just I'm going to get to that in a second. To let LeBron fans know, who always say, well, LeBron got to finals, you have to get there to lose. Jordan didn't get to finals a lot of years. Let me just tell you something. Jordan never played with another All-Star. Never, not one time, until Pippen made his first All-Star game. The first time Jordan played with another All-Star, Scottie Pippen, he took the Pistons, who were champs, 7 games. They were the reigning defending champs. He took them 7 games. Pippen had a headache, couldn't play, a migraine, couldn't play in Game 7, and they lost. Had he played, maybe they win. And Pippen was pre-prime. The next year, like his PER, all those numbers jumped to prime levels. Jordan didn't win the finals in under 7 games again. So all that, well, it took Jordan, it's nonsense. Jordan is the greatest who ever lived. And when LeBron choked 4 fourth quarters away against Dallas in 11, that ship had sailed, right? Or so I thought. Because I can't believe I'm saying this, and I don't think it's going to happen, but I got to say it. When LeBron was down 3-1 to a 73-win Warriors team, I was on Sports Nation at the time. I turned to the camera, and Marcellus Wiley was making some LeBron James excuses. He loves him some LeBron. And I said, I don't want to hear it, LeBron. No one wants to hear the excuses. This is when your back's to the wall. Muhammad Ali fought, guys. He was the underdog. You know why we remember Muhammad Ali? It's not just the social stances he took and what he sacrificed and risked. It's that he did the impossible. Go ahead, LeBron. You want to be one of the all-time greats? Do the impossible. Come back down 3-1 on a 73-win Warriors team and have to close them out in Game 7 on the road. And you know what? He did it. That was amazing. And I'm here to tell you, Stephen A. Smith, I don't think they're going to beat the Warriors in the finals this year. And we all know what the finals are going to be. I think LeBron loses, just like I thought he'd lose to the Warriors this year. But if he comes back and does that again, this time with a Warriors team, a pumped up, much better version, because instead of Harrison Barnes, you have KD. He does that again. I got to tell you, unbelievably, maybe the ship hasn't sailed, because I think he's back in the conversation. Whether or not you win the argument, he's at least going down as the second greatest player of all time, and he's back in the Jordan conversation. The reason I think the ship has sailed is because I don't think he can do it. But after what he did last year, I just can't count him out. It's a possibility.
I can't give him that. And the reason why I can't give him that is because whatever you mature into, you deserve a lot of credit for that. But Jordan deserves more credit for having it from the moment he arrived in this league. When Jordan arrived in the NBA, in his second season, because if you remember, he had the knee, went down, he came back with a few games left. Former GM for the Chicago Bulls, Jerry Krause, was determined to keep him out. Jordan said, to hell with that, I'm playing. This is when Jordan was rocking the red and white sweatsuits with the gold chains, looking like a skinnier version of Mr. T at the time, for crying out loud. This is when Jordan was that dude. And Jordan rolled on the court and dropped 63 against Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics, where Larry Bird called him the closest thing to God he has seen. I'm paraphrasing here. In the end, what it comes down to, when we've watched Jordan, who religiously averaged over 30, who was an all-defensive player, who was a leading scorer, who did this, who did that, Michael Jordan came into the league, and from the moment he arrived, he put the world on notice that the only person alive who could stop him was Dean Smith, his former coach at North Carolina. The LeBron James that we're seeing now not only took years to get to that point, but literally had to depart from Cleveland, go to South Beach, join forces with D. Wade, who was a big brother to him, and Pat Riley, who was the winner within, and literally after blowing the series against the Dallas Mavericks, had suffered so much that he had to lock in, zone in, start reading, who knows whether it was Shakespeare or Socrates. He probably spoke to you about that. He had to do all of this stuff, zone out the rest of the world. There's so much that he had to go through for the first 9 years of his career, that when you look at Jordan, yes, LeBron James deserves all the credit in the world for being one of the greatest ever and elevating himself to the clear greatest player on the planet that he is right now. But the difference between him and Jordan is that what LeBron matured into, Jordan walked into the league with that. Jordan just said, damn it, could some of y'all get me some help? Because we know I can't do this by myself. But damn it, they need to flex. You don't have to worry about me. You have to worry about LeBron. You did not have to worry about Jordan.
There's different ways of measuring the greatness. For example, we agree that Jordan's prime was a little bit better than LeBron's prime. And even the advanced stats that LeBron uses to help him in his game say Jordan was a little better than you. Jordan was a little better than you, LeBron, in his prime. But there's another way to look at it. You're drafting a team. You want to win as many championships as possible with someone you take. LeBron James didn't take time away from the game. He's there every season. He doesn't miss playoff games. He makes everyone around him better. He's in the finals every year. The point is, if LeBron finishes with, let's say, 7 chips to Jordan's 6, if LeBron overcomes a team the level of which Jordan never had to, which I don't think he's going to do. One of the reasons we agree about this is I don't see the Cavs winning the chip this year. But if they do, and the Warriors, barring any injury, they come into this series 69, 70, 71 win team, crushing everyone. Now they got KD, and LeBron still figures it out. That's, the best Muhammad.
Let me help you out here.
The best Muhammad Ali people ever saw was Ernie Terrell or Cleveland Williams in the late 60s when Ali was in his physical prime. But the greatest Ali anyone ever saw was when he overcame George Foreman. 40-0, 37 knockouts. No one could beat him. 5-1 underdog. Somehow figured out a way to get it done. LeBron beat Foreman last year. This is not a super team. This is a super duper team he's playing this year. If he does that again against this Warriors team, he's in the conversation.
No, he's not. I can tell you a way he can get there. If LeBron has 4 years left in the league and he wins all 4, or he wins, or he wins 3 and ties Jordan. I mean, like literally goes the next 3 or 4 years, and every year ends with us talking about LeBron James as the title, because you keep forgetting one very, very important thing. Michael Jordan, after the first three-peat, his daddy died. After his daddy was killed in North Carolina, Michael Jordan decides to step away from the game. 1 full season. Second season comes. He stays away for most of that season. Comes back with 17 games left in the regular season. Comes back, loses to Shaq and Penny and Nick Anderson and those boys in the semifinals. So that was really a wash, because he came back with 17 games left after playing baseball, wasn't really in that kind of basketball shape, et cetera, et cetera. I'm saying that to say a legitimate argument can be made that Michael Jordan would have won 8 straight. Beating the Lakers with Magic Johnson, beating, the Phoenix Suns, beating Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter and the crew in Portland, beating Sean Kemp before he became Sean Klump, Sean Kemp along with Gary Payton, beating the Utah Jazz with Karl Malone and John Stockton twice. Would have beaten Olajuwon and Houston.
Of course.
And
one last thing about Jordan.
Got there.
When he came back the following year, they had a rematch with the Magic. Shaq, young Shaq, Prime Penny, screw deep the whole thing, 60-win team. They swept the Magic, and then in the finals beat a 63-win, I think it was, Seattle team in the finals. But Jordan never had to play a team as good as these Warriors. I think we can agree about that. This Warriors team is better than any Jordan had to play.
Wait a minute. You could say that because the new rules facilitate that.
Okay, well,
but if the old rules hold on. If the old rules applied, then the Warriors wouldn't be as good as they are, because you'd be allowed to be physical with them.
But they don't.
Hold on. Wait a minute. No. But it's important to point out that the physicality of what existed in the NBA is something that most guys wouldn't be able to deal with today. Jordan overcame that en route to his dominance. You can't ignore that.
The best players in any era are the players best adapted to win in that era. I mean, you can't hold the rules change against LeBron.
We're not questioning the era. I'm saying if you're going to compare him to a guy that came from a previous era, which is Jordan, I can bring eras into the equation, because Jordan ain't playing now that LeBron James is.
Jordan's the greatest player of all time. If LeBron upsets the Warriors this year, he's in the conversation.
Thank you for making my point. I appreciate it. Very touching of you. Thank you. I'm so touched. Thank you for agreeing with me.
All right, on that note, let's leave it there. So LeBron brought the city of Cleveland its first championship since '64. The last Indians title was 1948. They'll be trying to change that starting tonight. You know what it is. The First Take Your Take viewer contest is here. You could win a chance to debate Stephen A. and Max right here on national television. All you have to do is go to firsttakeyourtake.com. Upload a 1-minute video with your and only your best original sports debate. Please keep it clean. No music, team logos, trademarks, or copyrighted material. 2 winners will be selected by our show staff. So get to work, people. We want to see you at the desk taking on Stephen A. and Max. Here's a few of our latest submissions.
To think that a super team is being made to beat LeBron James would have to have a winning finals record. He's given away more rings than he's earned. Nobody really cares about beating LeBron James.
And then on the other hand, you got to say that there's no one person that can answer for LeBron James. I beg to differ. You got to look at Kawhi Leonard, what he's been doing since the 2013-14 season. He's the only person who ever held LeBron James from going to the free throw line for a whole game.
Let's look at Kevin Durant, who could have joined Miami, could have joined Boston, could have started amazing franchises there, but no, he had to already join an established franchise to have a secure bona fide route to the NBA Finals, which I'm sure we can all agree Warriors are going to the Finals again.
No, LeBron, you are not the reason that the sun rises in the morning. You're not the reason the sun sets in the evening. The world does not revolve around you. People play in the NBA and try to win championships.
Stephen A., what do you think?
I wasn't that impressed. I wasn't that impressed with those. First of all, 2 dudes, especially one dude with the white shirt on, was all wrinkled and everything, looked like he just woke up. There was another dude that looked like he was trying to look like Allen Iverson with a blazer on, with the braids, and there's only one AI. So I had a problem with them, and nothing that they said truly resonated with me. I'm here in Cleveland, Ohio, with hype fans. I don't have time to be watching folks that's not bringing it. If you're not going to bring it, don't do the damn video. I'm telling these people, I'm watching the videos every day. I'm judging them accordingly. And I wasn't very impressed with those videos. I was very disappointed with those videos that I just saw. They almost reminded me of how Max can be sometimes.
How dare you? Now, see, there are two things in this business. This business is a lot like the hip-hop game in the sense that up here you're an MC. So what counts? It's the lyrics and the delivery, right? Who spits the flyest, basically, like the actual content of what you're saying, who has the best of that, and then how much flavor do you bring? And I have to agree with Stephen A. Smith for once on this show. The content, the lyrics were all right, and the flavor was okay. You got to have one or the other, or preferably both.
I appreciate everyone submitting, though. Tough crowd here.
Well, listen, no, wait a minute. You go ahead and you appreciate them all they want. I had this, you know what, I put together this contest because I wanted to give the people a voice. You're going to take time out to be on national television with your video. You need to bring it. And they didn't bring it.
I saw some. I've seen some
on
Twitter.
Am I lying?
I've seen some on Twitter.
They got to bring it.
On Twitter links, people tweeting at me
No,
that are
I'm talking,
fire. That are
listen,
fire. That wasn't
all
that.
the videos, all of it. We've loved all the videos that came in until today. Those folks today, they need to. They can do it again. Their game needs to step up, period. End of discussion. A good enough team to not go down in 5 games and get outscored by 70 points along the way. We are talking about Michael Jordan, the GOAT. It don't matter what city you in. It don't matter what state you're in. It don't matter what damn country or continent you're in. When you say Michael Jordan, that is that. The only other MJ that has ever mattered as much is Michael Jackson, God rest his.
All right, I got it. I'll continue to be the nice one here. And to your earlier point, a lot of people are tweeting the videos. Remember, firstTakeYourTake.com. Submit them there. As Stephen A. mentioned, he's right down the road from the World Series game at Progressive Field and the Q, where the Cavs take on the Knicks and receive their championship ring. So LeBron brings the city their first title since 1948. But the question now is, if LeBron wins the chip this year, is he back in the conversation with Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time? Stephen A.
Well, listen, we all know I'm here in Cleveland, and the city's great, and they're treating me wonderfully. But I have to say this, because I'm always going to be real and I'm always going to be honest. No, it does not put another championship, does not put LeBron James in a conversation as Michael Jordan. That's right, I said it. The fact of the matter is, I don't care. I don't care. That's right, I'm here and I don't care. Let me be very clear about this.
Who cares?
Let me be very clear.
Yeah, they're booing the wrong dude. He really don't care.
I'm going to say this one.
Guys,
hold
you
on.
don't care.
Listen to this. Michael Jordan went 6 for 6 with 6 NBA Finals MVPs. He does not have 4 NBA Finals losses. Now, 2 of them I don't even count against LeBron James. I don't count the first loss to the Spurs in 07 against LeBron James. I really, really don't. And I don't count the one a couple of years ago against Golden State. That man was by himself. He had no help. But are we going to deny or gloss over what we saw against Dallas in the NBA Finals back in 11 when they lost to the Dallas Mavericks in those 4 consecutive fourth quarters? Are we going to deny what happened against the Spurs? Those are legitimate losses, even though Dwayne Wade wasn't 100%. It's still legitimate losses because you had